this is not a good one to do today. What is wrong with this world, honestly? This world is going to the shit. I mean, it's just... I don't even know what to say. I really don't. This world is just bonkers. It's getting worse by the day. This is not going to be a very happy podcast today, guys. So, well, right, let's go. Well, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is. Welcome back to the Moore Army podcast for another episode. Welcome back to episode 102 of the Unleashed version of this podcast. Sorry if I don't sound a bit happier this morning. I was going to record this podcast last night, actually, and put it out. I didn't even put a social media post out asking for questions today, guys. It's just been one of those, the 24 hours, or not even 24 hours since I'm recording this podcast. It's just been horrendous that the world is going absolutely boogaloo now. I mean, today's episode was planned to talk about different things going on in the world, and especially here in the UK, and talk about remembrance of 24 years ago of September 11th, which is today, the 11th of September. But what I saw last night was just disgusting. We're going to talk about that in just a wee minute in relation to Charlie Kirk. Guys, welcome back to the podcast for another episode. If you're listening to us here on all the platforms, hello. This is, well, you know, it's crazy. The world we live in now is just absolutely mental. So we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk today. We're going to talk about 9/11 today, and we're going to talk about a few other things as well. I'll try and get through to some of your questions as well in the podcast today, guys, so try and bear with me. Before I go any further into the podcast, guys, just obviously have to do the business side of it. If you'd like to contact us here on the Moore Army podcast, sorry, I'm just sitting here this morning. I've been talking quite a lot last night since this whole Charlie Kirk situation happened and whatever else, and sort of sitting here this morning, really early this morning, recording this actually, with a coffee and a bottle of water. Bear with me, the throat's a bit groggy this morning. Guys, want to contact the podcast for future podcasts or episodes of this show, you can do it by the following methods, which is the email address, which is moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com, and obviously you know the social media links by now, Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook, and also my Instagram, official Matthew Moore. You can send questions in via the stories that I put up with the question link on it, or you can send me a direct DM. Also, guys, before I go into today's podcast, don't forget to check out our partners and friends of the podcast, FTBL Spot, for all your football needs. All your stuff, football boots, mystery shirt in a box, classic football shirts, all the usual football stuff on there, FTBL Spot. If you're listening to us on YouTube, the link for it's in the description. If you're listening to us on any other platform, just search them up on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you contact them before you make your purchase with them, quote Moore Army, they'll give you a discount code for the checkout. That's FTBL Spot on great football needs guide for all your football requirements. And also, if you want to go and check out the Moore Army merchandise store, you can go on to our social media links, or you can go on to the link in the description if you're listening to it here on YouTube. Guys, sorry I sound a bit shitty this morning. Obviously, this podcast today, I was going to talk about the main subject, which would have been 9/11, which I want to talk about shortly. But the main breaking story, literally yesterday evening as I was coming through the front door, was that Charlie Kirk, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's a motivational speaker in the United States. I've been watching him for quite a while now. He goes around like college campuses in America and different places like that to sort of debate, have a good, healthy debate about life and the world. And because you don't know, guys, the world we live in is completely fucked up as it is at the minute, with all this crap that we see, all this poison going around the world and all this shit you see on the internet. And Charlie shines a bit of a beacon of hope and light on that there and tries to, you know, make the world see a bit of friggin' sense. 31 years of age, married mom with two small kids. And yeah, he was at a college speaking yesterday in Utah, and some sick, twisted, evil, moron, lefty, fucking no doubt, wokey, fucking creepy, sick, twisted person assassinated him, shot him in the neck, and he died. He was assassinated yesterday afternoon in American time, which was evening time, our time, and a good man was assassinated because he spoke the truth and because he stood up for himself and stood up for the rights, and he challenged this narrative of all this woke nonsense that we see in the world right now about. I've been watching his videos for a while where he challenges young ones, to, even now just older ones as well. He says to them about, you know, all this gender, multiple gender bullshit, all this LGBTQ, all this fucking crazy stuff in the world, even political stuff as well about, you know, Donald Trump, and you all know my views on Donald Trump, guys. You know, I agree with some things that he says, don't agree with everything he says, but again, every politician's had their flaws and their positives, but this was a young man who shined a beacon of light. He was a good living man, he was a Christian. You know, he tried to spread the word, the good word of Christianity, and he tried to shine a bit of beacon of light and try to make the younger generation see that, you know, the world's not as bad as what you see it is. You know, because you see a lot of young ones now saying, oh, the world's fucking crap, and, you know, that world's this shit, and life's not worth living. Charlie was the type of guy that was making to say, no, listen, the world is worth living. Everything is a good in this world if you make it good. You know, try and turn the positives in life, the positives in life. And he was a great motivational speaker. I mean, some of the stuff that, you know, again, I've watched a lot of his stuff where he goes into different things and he talks about, he debates, and he's been even here in the UK. He's been to universities here in the UK trying to talk to the younger generation. I saw a video I haven't saw before from last night, sitting debating with some little fucking snobby wee arsehole from, I think it was Oxford University or something. He was trying to be a smart arse. And Charlie just stood there and looked at him and just went, okay, and told him the truth. And because he didn't like the truth, he ran away. Charlie Kirk's legacy will always be remembered. Always. And, you know, and again, no doubt I want to get people listening to this podcast today are going to say, oh, but he was, you know, Donald Trump supporter and he was a dickhead and blah, 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 and we don't like him and all this here. Well, that's your opinion on it all. But at the end of the day, I actually thought most of the stuff that he talked about was grand. You know, he made a fair point, especially when it came to all these brainwashed young ones nowadays who are walking around not knowing who they are and what they are. Charlie was just trying to give them a bit of guidance and trying to make them see a bit of sense in this world. You know, he was trying to make them see a bit of sense and what reality of life is. I mean, this guy, you know, he was a husband. He was a father of two young, small children. And some scumbag decided to take his life because the policy didn't agree with what he had to say. Nobody's allowed to have an opinion in this world anymore. Guys, last night when this happened, I was actually on a live phone-in last night. I posted the video of it on the YouTube channel, the Facebook page. Go on to the Mirror Army Facebook page, you'll see it. I was actually on a live phone-in to ring in to talk to a guy I know, who I've got to know well. I rang in last night to speak on his live phone-in to give my view on it, about it was disgusting and what happened and all. And then while we were talking, it was announced that he died. So I was on a live phone-in last night when he passed. It was announced that he's passed away. What, guys, what the fuck is this world coming to? Seriously, what is this world coming to? Where you can't have an opinion. And you have an opinion against the left or the right or whatever side you're on. I'm not a leftist or a rightist. I'm a realist. I keep telling this all the time. I've had people contact me and say I'm far right. I've even had people make email addresses about me saying we're far right and all this shit. Listen, I'm not far right. I'm not far left. I'm a fucking realist. And for innocent people like Charlie Kirk to be killed for having an opinion, a different opinion compared to the Looney Tunes of this world, the wokey dopey lefty fucking crazy Looney Tune, the cuckoo heads, is wrong. It's wrong. You know, he's out there trying to spread the word. He loved his country. He worshipped his country. He respected his country. He wanted to go out there and spread the good word to young ones and say to them, you know, look, listen, I've made my mistakes in my life, and I admit that. But don't let the next generation make the same mistakes. Try and look at life positively. Don't be sucked into all this woke shit you see all around. And he makes a valid point. I watched one of his interviews this morning. The internet is the worst thing in the world sometimes. It really is sometimes. And I've said this myself, people getting on these bandwagons with all this bullshit and all this crazy Looney Tune fucking bonkers crap that you see all in the world now. And all Charlie tried to do was make people see sense. See sense. That's all it was. Just like, he was a kind-hearted guy. He was a family man. He didn't, it's hard to explain because, again, I don't know him personally, but I've been watching this stuff for quite a while now. And then, again, I went on to that fucking dreaded platform X last night to see, during that live broadcast I was on talking, last night I was going through X at the time and people were posting the videos of it. And guys, in my opinion, I wouldn't watch it again. It's horrendous. All different angles you see, even up close you see him get, it's fucking horrendous. How anybody can just do that because they don't agree with him and they don't like him. This is. I grew up in a generation where if you didn't like anybody, you didn't associate with them. If you didn't agree with what they had to say, you just don't talk to them, or you just have an open debate and then you walk away and you leave. You don't fucking kill them. I just don't know what is going on with this world right now. Again, we've seen people assassinated before in the past. Former presidents, we've had singers, actors, people all over the years getting shot. But the fact that someone has what was going through that person's mind, the fact that they actually had to pick up the gun and go and shoot it. I don't like what he has to fucking say. He's a wee fucking rat, let's get kill him, bang. Now, there was rumours going around at the very time that this couple of videos going around and pictures and stuff that apparently they got somebody, but apparently that wasn't the person who done it. And the person who actually shot Charlie Kirk is still out there, on the run. Now, I saw a very interesting thing this morning when I woke up, where, is it the mayor of Utah or something like that, wherever it was, I think it's the mayor of Utah, says that they still have, is it the death penalty or something like that in their state? And he swore on the air, he swore on the news channel, he says, we will find you and you will be punished for what you've done. You will be made an example of what's going to happen if you try to do things like this to innocent people. And this is where I always say, guys, I've said it before, I put categories of people, sick, twisted people, for example, the likes of a paedophile or a kiddie killer, or a guy, say, who just kills multiple kids, or does real severe, sick, twisted crimes. They should be death penalty. Simple. No ifs, buts about. Don't put them in jail, lock them up. Fucking kill them. Boom. They done it to them innocent people. Why can't they have it done to them? And you may think I'm wrong on that, but at the end of the day, there's some evil, nasty, twisted people out there who just don't care. They just don't care. Killing innocent people, killing innocent children. It's just, I don't know how they can live with themselves. But this whole Charlie Kirk situation is just, again, I've only been watching him for a while now, but obviously I always heard about him over the years. Sort of the last decade or so, I used to hear him, used to see him popping up on YouTube and TV and stuff like that. But in recent times, I've been watching some of his videos on, a lot of you guys that have sent me some of his videos from the likes of TikTok and Instagram and whatever else. Saying, look at this guy, Matthew, putting the Looney Tunes in their place. And I've seen a lot of his videos where people really do challenge him in a good debate, which is great. And I love a good debate. But I hate having debates with people who, when they know they're full of shit and they're wrong, and they start raising their voice and screaming, and they go, wah, 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 and they run away. I know a few people like that, actually. When you try and have an honest conversation with them in debate, they lose the rag and they go, wah, 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 and they run off and fucking run off and huff. And they start screaming and calling names and whatever else. It's like, no, it's not a debate. That's just not right. And again, this is the world we live in now, where if you don't like something that the far left don't like, or people the woke don't like, or the LGBTQ don't like, or trans people don't like, or whatever it is they don't like, all these different communities now, you're just ridiculed and you're cancelled and you're shot down and you're just treated like shit. And it's frightening for people who are in the public eye, the likes of politicians and very, very popular people. You know, you could turn a corner in the blink of an eye and some crazy fucking Looney Tune doesn't like you, go, I'm going to shoot him, or I'm going to kill him, bang, or I'm going to go and attack you right now. Guys, I've had my fair share of trolls as well. People who legitimately don't fucking like me and they come and attack. I've had my home attacked. I've had abuse in public. I've had things thrown at me. You know, I've had false accounts made online about me. I've had online abuse about me. False accusations. You know, the list goes on and on. Because these people are fucking cuckoo. Cuckoo. Mad. Absolutely bonkers. The world we live in now is so screwed up. It's unreal. And I sit here this morning recording this podcast just thinking of Charlie Kirk's wife and his 2 small children. I posted a wee video on my Instagram and the Moore Army Facebook page. You want to go and watch it, guys, a wee tribute to him. And no doubt I'm going to open the emails and all later on today. I'll probably get a lot of fucking morons coming in going, what are you doing supporting him for? He's a fucking anti-trans or he's this, that. Look, listen, don't tell me what I can and can't watch. And this is where the world now, on the normal, sensitive side of people, just turn into these lunatics and say, look, listen, let me tell you something. You don't like what I do? Sling your fucking hook on your bike, bye-bye, cheerio, off skate, cheerio, go way back onto your wee rocker where you came from and disappear. You have been calling this crap for years, guys. Even the whole immigration shit and all too. I've been calling this for over 20 years. And people used to laugh at me and go, Matthew, you're full of shit and all that. The world's, the UK is not going to get as bad as that. The world's not going to. I mean, I'm telling you now, it's going to get worse and worse and worse because these Looney Tunes are getting away with murder. They are. They're getting away with murder. This is what really annoys me. I saw a story yesterday. The guy who committed the murders, the 52 deaths in London 20 years ago in the London bombings, is getting out of jail. No tag on him. He's not on license. He doesn't have to go to probation. Just walks out of jail like nothing's going on. But innocent people who are getting put away for saying hurty words or tweets or Facebook messages have to go to probation and getting locked up for fucking months and months and months for words. But this guy who killed 52 people gets to walk out of fucking jail. The guy should be in jail for the rest of his life. Things like that grind my gears, piss me off, make me angry. But again, I never condone violence on anybody. I think if you have a problem with someone in this world, you should sit down with them and talk to them, have a debate, iron things out. If you don't agree with things, go your separate ways. But the way the world we live in now is, if you don't agree with, like, say, certain individuals or certain groups or different people who, I put them in the crazy side of the world, the spectrum section of the world, you don't agree with them, they do everything in their power to bury you and ruin your life and kill you, or no pun intended, but they just try and ruin everybody's life because they are always right. And if you're not right with them, then you're just the worst in the world. And after what I saw yesterday with Charlie Kirk, just turned my fucking stomach. And I even said it on that live phone in last night. It was inevitable. I'm saying that word this morning. Inevitable. That's the word. These people who are going out doing these speeches. Look at Donald Trump. Was it a year or so ago? They tried to shoot him. Shot him in the ear. Hit him in the ear first of all. And then they tried to get him again. On a golf course. It's crazy. These Looney Tunes going around thinking, I don't agree with him. He should die or she should die. You know, what gives them the goddamn fucking right to do that? To make that decision? I always have a saying, if you don't like what you're watching, or you don't like what you see, or you don't like what people are doing, walk away. Do what we used to do back in the day. When I get people on, don't say to me all the time, I don't like your videos, I think you're shit and all. Well then, why you keep fucking watching? Are you obsessed? Is there something wrong with you? Are you medicated? Are you a fucking cuckoo? Switch off, go and watch something else. Or if they see someone, I don't like that person, I think that person's a dick, but well then why the fuck are you still watching them? Walk away. Or if you see someone in the street, I don't like that person, walk away. Why do these loopy tunes have to fucking go out and make a point to ruin their lives? The old saying goes, live and let live. But I just don't know. It's just, it's hard. You get into this debate all day, guys, but it actually gives me a sore head sometimes. But what happened yesterday in Utah was disgusting. And I hope they find this scumbag who done it, and I hope he gets punished to the highest degree. Whether it be death or whether it be jail for life or whatever, I hope he gets found and I hope he gets taken to justice. Because all that guy was doing was sitting talking to university students and talking about, safety in the country, gun control, talking about trans, talking about the way the country is, talking about politics, talking about general stuff. People were coming up and lifting the microphone up and asking them questions, opinions on life, having a good debate about different walks of life and whatever. And some sicko at the back goes, no, I don't like him. They've obviously planned it. So they've obviously planned what they were going to do, and it's sick. It really is sick to my stomach, guys. The fact that some sick twisted arsehole, it's just being too nice about them, decided to do that. So again, guys, my thoughts and prayers go to the family of Charlie Kirk. His wife and his two small kids. Oh my God, his children were so beautiful. His little daughter and his wee son. And I watched a wee video there this morning when I woke up this morning of him out doing shopping one day with his daughter, buying her a wee doll, and how much that wee girl doted on her dad. That little girl worshipped the ground her dad walked on. And then his young son as well. He's only not that old. But I saw a video of him sitting in a studio one time doing an interview for TV, and the wee girl runs across the studio shouting "Daddy," and she runs straight into his arms, which is just incredible. And now they're in a lot of pain right now, and they're going to be scarred for life because of what that scumbag done yesterday. But guys, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family right now, and I know it's a bit of a dampener on the podcast today, but I had to speak about it. I had to. And it's this political war. It's just, this is why I don't watch the news anymore. This is why I don't watch the bullshit in this world right now. And if people send me bullshit stuff on social media, I just ignore it. You know what I mean? And if you come in to be a troll, I just tell you to piss off. Go away. Leave me alone. As I said in the full interview, guys, it's on the Facebook page, the full interview with me on the phone last night with that live phone and I rang into last night, and the full thing's on the Facebook page. You can watch the video on there, where you actually start talking about, when it was just announced that he was shot, and we're in the middle of conversation and stuff like that, and then just as in the middle of the conversation, the news had broke that he had passed away. So, I don't know, guys. The world we live in is fucking bonkers. The world we live in is absolutely insane. And moving on to another story today as well, which still hurts me to this day. Today's the 24th anniversary of 9/11, which again was another day in the world that was just crazy. I have my personal views on it. But again, if I go into my personal views on this here, then I'll probably trigger someone or trigger something, and I'll probably end up getting the podcast removed. But I'm going to talk about it anyway today. I'm going to talk about what happened that day. 24 years ago, as you all know, September 11th happened, which was another day of tragedy in the United States and obviously heard around the world. I remember like it was yesterday. I remember that day like it was yesterday, guys. And the fact that it was 24 years ago is frightening. Because I remember I worked night shift in a care home at the time, looking after the elderly. I was 19 years of age when this happened. And it was like, I remember coming home from night shift on the morning of September 11th in the UK here, which was still early hours of the morning in New York at the time. I remember going home, because I used to have a routine, guys, where I went home and from night shift, got a quick shower, obviously got my uniform off, put in the washing machine, and off to bed for a few hours. Get up in the afternoon, got into some normal type clothes, packed my uniform up, because I used to drive a motorbike at the time. have it all packed up, and then I used to go off and see Brooke and Lewis's mum for a few hours and then go to night shift. But if I wasn't seeing her that afternoon before I went to night shift, I'd just have an extra couple of hours sleep before I headed into my night shift because it was on from 8 at night to 8 in the morning. It's a 12-hour shift, but it's a long shift. But this morning, I didn't see Brooke and Lewis's mum. I'll never forget the day. My routine was when I got up, I used to put the TV on in the background in my bedroom. That's when I still lived at home. Had it on in the background when I was getting ready for work, was after having a shower and whatever else. But this day, I didn't have the TV on. I was just playing, and this is how far back I suppose, playing music on a CD player. No fucking Apple iTunes or anything back then them days, guys. But sitting, one of my CDs was playing, I was getting ready for work and stuff. I had a little extra long sleep because it was my 4th night in a row. Sometimes I used to do 4 night shifts in a row. Which was 48 hours a week, which was a long week, And it was in my 4th day because I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because 9/11 happened on a Tuesday. Got up about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Had a shower, put my CD on. No smartphones back then, guys, but basically just text or call. That was it. So I was texting away to my girlfriend at the time, which ended up being my wife, Brooke and Lewis's mum. And then I ended up just sitting downstairs, having some food. Didn't watch TV at all, which was surprising. Got on my motorbike. I'll never forget, I drove down the road, stopped at the petrol station, went in, got some bits and bobs for night shift, like a sandwich and bottle of juice, usual stuff you get for your whatnot, and get on my bike and drove into work at 8 o'clock. Well, about 7:30. I normally turn in half an hour early. I like to be early for my shifts. I'm always early. My friend Cameron this day always says to me, "You're always bloody early." I like being early. I'm still this day. But I sat outside for a wee bit before I went in. So I went in about 20 to 8 and walked in. Never forget it. My friend Diane, who I work with night shifts, still talk to her this day when I see her. Walked in and she had the Belfast Telegraph in her hand, and she knew beforehand I was really passionate about about America. I was so passionate about New York, especially. New York was on the main. This is before the first time I visited New York in 2004. So she knew I always wanted to go there. I had a very big passion about it. I knew the history of New York. I watched stuff about it. I studied it. It was all these different things. And I walked in and she opened up the paper and just showed me the front page of the Belfast Telegraph. And the Telegraph's obviously a big tall paper. And it was just a photograph of the building, a big ball of flames, and it just said that the world's under attack or something like that. And the first words I said to her, I never forget it to this day. I turned around and says, "Oh, it's a pretty cool picture. But is that a new film coming out? Is that advertised for a new movie?" And she just looked at me and she went, "Are you taking the fucking piss?" That's where her words were. "Are you taking the fucking piss?" I says, "What do you mean?" She says, "Did you not see what happened today in New York?" And I went, "I slept at like 5 o'clock today, and I only got up and didn't have my TV or nothing on today. What is it?" And she was, "Are you serious?" And I went, "Right." So 20 minutes before our shift, I threw my bag down, walked into this wee small lounge area. There was 2 lounges in the care home, big giant one and a wee small one. So the wee small one was empty. So I went into it, there was nobody sitting in it, so I put the TV on and straight onto the news channel, and boom, there it was, 9/11. Planes hitting the buildings, planes crashing into the ground. Just complete, and I just stood there and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And as the night went on, obviously they were reporting it for hours and days after. We obviously went on to a shift at 8 o'clock, got all the necessary stuff done I needed to get done, like help the residents get to bed, clean up and do all the laundry and clean the dining room, get all the stuff done. And it was time for our breaks. And I sat on my whole break, and majority of the night, whenever I got a chance to watch the TV to see what was going on, and you hear about the numbers of people dying, going up and up and up and up, and more footage was appearing. You see people hanging out of the buildings and stuff while they were on fire, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this world coming to? So since that day, guys, I've been very, very passionate about 9/11. I've done a lot of studying on 9/11. I've watched a lot of, not this bullshit you see, all these conspiracy crap things you see on YouTube and stuff like that. I've been studying the good stuff, the proper stuff for years. And obviously I have my personal opinion on 9/11 of what I thought happened that day. But again, if I give my full opinion on this, I know it's an unleashed podcast, guys, but I could go into this to the point where I could probably end up in trouble. And that's just, I have my opinion on it. And if anybody asks me in the street, I'll tell them what it is. I think personally it was one of those moments where you're like, did that really happen? What caused this? Why did they do this? Most importantly, over 3,000 people died that day. And the fact that it was 24 years ago, I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember sitting, coming home from night shift thinking, right, that was obviously there's obviously office blocks in those buildings. I'm thinking to myself, there's a guy we know, where I used to live, there's a guy that used to live at the top of our road, used to work for a computer company, who one of his meetings he used to have was in New York, around that area of, because again, where the Twin Towers were, it was business capital of the world, we had all the different businesses there, like Morgan Stanley and all the different big massive businesses. And I thought, I wonder if he was there, because he used to go back to New York all the time, back and forward. Because whenever we used to speak to him, me and my friends at the time, he used to tell us all the stories about New York and what he saw, and he used to show us pictures that he took on his old camera. He used to take photographs. This is the photographs guys used to take back in the day and take them off to the cameras to get developed. He used to show us some of his pictures and stuff. And I thought, I wonder if he was still home or not. So me and the two guys I know, one of them being my friend who's no longer with us anymore, we actually went up and knocked the door to see if he was there, and he wasn't there. So we waited for a few days later, and we called back again, and one of his relatives answered the door, and we automatically thought, oh shit. He was in New York that day of 9/11. He was supposed to have a meeting that morning at 9:30 or 10 o'clock that morning. But when he arrived 2 days before the meeting, something to do with flights or whatever it was, I don't know what it was at the time, his family told us. But he ended up catching flu, and he ended up being in his hotel room loaded with flu. And he couldn't make it to the meeting that morning. And it's a good thing he didn't, because the meeting was in the South Tower on the 97th floor. It was for a computer company. And it's a good thing he didn't go, because he would have been killed. So I always remember that. And obviously not long after, he only worked for the company for a few years after that, and then he finally walked away from him. Haven't seen the guy in a long time. Don't know where he is now. Don't know what he's doing with himself now. He's probably married with kids and all now, probably. But we always remember, because we used to speak to him all the time, because obviously I had an interest in computers. That's what we used to have, an interest in computers. Used to talk about it all the time and stuff. And he was like, I have a job for a computer company where I work in New York and whatever else. I think it was IBM computers or something like that at the time. It could have been. I'm not too sure. But I always remember that. And he said he was fine. It was a good thing he had the flu, because he ended up in this hotel room for 3 to 4 days with the flu. And he couldn't go because he was really, really struggling with a bad flu. So there you go. He survived. But guys, overall, New York that day was just, even watching some of the stuff to this day, or some of the old news reports, or, it's just mental. The fact that it was 24 years ago, I mean, you just don't see time going by so quick. There's a situation we're talking about with Charlie Kirk. It happened yesterday. And the next minute you'll blink your eye and it'll be 10 years. The world goes too quick now. The world spins too fast now. Everything's just so quick and moves so quick. But again, guys, it's the world we live in now. There is just some sick, twisted individuals out there who just love to, I don't know why they get a kick out of it, or they just love being so evil to other people. And one thing, with 9/11, obviously I'm going to watch the memorial like I do every year. It's live on YouTube. One of the American channels stream it live. I think it's around about 1 o'clock UK time. So I'll be obviously watching it. They do a thing at the Ground Zero every year. So I'll be watching that there today. But I'm just thinking about that today, and I'm thinking about Charlie Kirk, and I'm just like, what is going on in this world? Go back to the Charlie Kirk thing I saw this morning there as well. Sorry to jump between two subjects, but I saw videos on social media this morning of people praising his death. Oh, I'm glad he gets shot. He had what he had coming to him and all, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, is there something fucking wrong with you? People are praising somebody getting killed. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you sick? And then the other ones, I seen this Looney Tunes stand with the fucking multicolored hair and the bull ring through her nose and all these weird clothes on her and fucking whatever else. And she was like, oh, he deserved what he had coming to him. You know, he brought it on himself. What, going out and speaking the truth? Telling people the truth? Not letting the world be taken over by Looney Tunes? Crazies? Nutcases? And he deserved that? No, afraid not. Guys, I'm going to try and get away from a negative standpoint this here. I was going to do Jackass of the Week on the podcast today, but I'm not going to do it out of respect, obviously, of what's happened. Again, I'm just sort of sitting here this morning trying to record this podcast, not knowing what to say, what to do, just off the cuff. I had stories written down all yesterday, what to talk about and stuff, and you know, it's hard whenever you see things like this where you just go, right, what's going on here? The world's going mad. You know, and it makes you, seeing things like that with Charlie Kirk yesterday and obviously 9/11 and stuff like that, it just makes you want to go and hug your children really tight and be grateful what you have in your life. And, you know, a lot of people out there, you think your life's bad, so you do, until you see things like that happening, or you see other people who are worse off than you. Guys, as I always say in this podcast, and I always say in life in general, life's too short. Always enjoy your life. You're always here. You're only here for a certain period of time. And you know me, I'm not a Christian or anything out there, but you know, I have a firm belief there is something out there, and I believe that God has a plan for everybody in this world. Everybody He knows whenever your time expires, whenever He knows what the day you go. So that's why I always say to people, you know, life's too short. Holding grudges is a nightmare. I held grudges for a long time with people, and it got me nowhere. It got me stressed, hurt, emotional, angry, pissed off, you name it. See now, what's the point? What is the point? Life's too short. You know? And if you don't agree with someone, that's fine. Let them go and live their life. Let them go and make their mistakes. If you know they're going to go and make a mistake because of what they're doing, then let them do it, because at the end of the day, you know, that's their issue. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up in this world. Yourself. Nobody's perfect. But just seeing the things that are going on in the world right now, it makes you think to yourself, life is too short. It is too short. You know, make as many memories as you can. Enjoy your life as much as you can. Because at the end of the day, life is precious and it can be taken away in the blink of an eye. People ask me all the time, why do you make so many videos on YouTube and all over the years, blah, blah, blah. Because when I'm not here anymore, my kids can go back and look back at that and watch that with me. Or I can go back in 20 years from now and go, oh my God, remember that time whenever Brooker Lewis done this, or we went here, or we done this? No, that's my way. I want to do that. You know what I mean? So if it's like going around in circles with people, guys, just live your life and be happy. All this hatred needs to stop. It's soul sucking and soul destroying. Anyway, it just makes you worry, doesn't it? Like, makes you think to yourself, my God, what's around the corner? I even think this morning, waking up going, I know I have a few people out there who don't like me and they constantly send me mails and hate mail and stuff like that. I could be walking out there around the corner one day and some fucking lunatic could be standing around the corner waiting for me. Oh, I don't like you. I think you're a dickhead. I don't like your videos. I don't like what you say in your podcast. It could happen. Or even more high-profile celebrities. You know, anything can happen at any time. So that's why I always say, guys, life is too short. God's got a plan for everybody out there. You must always enjoy your life because life is too short. If you have kids, spend as much time as you can with them. Family, no matter what. People who you don't agree with, you know, stop holding all that hatred in because it doesn't work anymore. I done it for years, guys, and trust me, believe me, it's not worth it. I've had so much hatred in my life. I've actually detested people to the point where it actually ate me up inside. I was annoyed at people and angry at people for years and all too, but it didn't get me anywhere. So that's why I'm letting go of all that baggage, because life's too short. It's too short. So I think I'm going to move on to some of your questions, guys, because I'm not going to talk about anything else today, because again, I'm not so much emotional. I'm just more stunned and shocked to see what I saw yesterday. So I am. But anyway, I'll move on to some of your questions here. I'll head over to Instagram first of all here, guys. Sorry if, again, this podcast sounds a bit theory today. I'm just a bit sort of shocked after everything that's happened yesterday, and it's just crazy. So it is. But anyway, moving on to some of your questions here. I see a lot of you have been sending me questions overnight, so I'm going to answer one or two of those right now. One here from David S. Sends me a message here saying, "Hey Matt, how's it going? I don't know why you're going to talk about this, why it's going to get to the podcast on time, but I don't know why you know about Charlie Kirk being shot today at a press conference in Utah." It wasn't even the press conference, it was more of a rally. We'll say press conference, rally, whatever you want to call it. I'm absolutely disgusted by these far left extremists who will not leave anybody alone in this world, trying to cancel everything in life. What's your view on this, Matthew? A good man taken down too soon and gone too soon in life. Well, I agree with you on that one. As I said, I'm recording this morning. I was going to record this podcast last night, put it out straight away, but no, I just decided to leave it to this morning. So, but I agree with you 100%. Taken way too soon, 31 years of age. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Right, moving on to the next one here. One here from Robert on Instagram says, "Hi Matt, how's it going? Long time listener of the podcast." Thank you, Robert, appreciate it. Just want to know your thoughts on the situation that's happened today in America with Charlie Kirk, and also any or good plans for the vlogs coming up over the next few weeks. Well, Robert, yes, obviously I've talked about that. It's shocking. Plans coming up for the vlogs this couple of weeks. Got a few things planned. Going to be filming a video today. Going to be filming a video tomorrow, and also doing a match day vlog tomorrow night at the Linfield Glentoran game. And the weekend, obviously, got another big Premier League match to go to this weekend. Don't know where exactly I'm going yet, but I'll find somewhere to go. That's pretty much it. And then I'm going to be live on YouTube on Sunday for the Liverpool-Burnley game. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend of YouTube videos. But thanks for your question, mate. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Let's move it on into another Instagram one here. It says, "Hey, Matt, how's it going? Love the podcast. Been listening to it for quite a while now. Also, just want to ask you as well, what's your plans for Christmas this year? I know you've been talking about the Christmas stuff being in the shops and the Halloween stuff being in the shops too soon, but I think it's absolutely crazy myself. What's your plans for Christmas this year?" Well, I'm not even thinking about Christmas right now, to be honest. Usual stuff. Quiet Christmas as always for me this year. Not really much planned this year as always, that is annoying, the fact that they've got Halloween stuff out and Christmas stuff out way before they should have, but that's just that's the world we live in. Retail has now become very greedy, so it has. So it's crazy. Right, guys, let's move over to Facebook here. I know a few of you have been mailing me on Facebook last night since I posted that video on the Facebook page of me on that live phone in, and in fact, one of the people here has come in here. Is it Clarinet? Her name is it Clarinet or Clarinet? Well, I'm trying to pronounce it. She says, "Hey Matt, I just watched your video there this morning of you on that live phone in last night. You and the presenter looked absolutely stunned. Looked stunned whenever the news came out that he had passed away. I see as well he put in our video on his Facebook page of the parts of the phone in last night that it was on different people, and you featured part of it as the part where it was announced when he passed away. Really sad news, and our good, innocent, hard-working family man taken too soon." It's a clarinet, or yeah. Our reaction was just like, and my number was like, "What? All balls? Seriously? He's gone?" Guys, I saw the video of what happened, and I knew right away. I didn't want to say it live at the time on that phone in because I wanted to, obviously, because he might have survived. But again, when I saw that, it was like, nah, he's gone. He is gone. Very, very sad. As I said, that video was on the Facebook page. Now you want to go and watch it. I'm sitting talking to the presenter, and we're having bit of a chat and stuff about, I'm saying to him how disgusted I am about it all happening and all. And then midway through the conversation, excuse me, sorry again, it was announced that he'd passed away. So it was very, very sad. So I'm just going to take a drink here, guys. My throat's very croaky this morning. Bear with me 1 wee second here to get this bottle of water open. That's better. Gotta clear the throat. Yeah, it was horrible. So it was. But I'm moving on to the next one here. Oh, my inbox is flooded with Charlie Kirk questions this morning. Oh, here's one here. This is from Eric. Eric says, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Been watching your videos since 2019. Oh, thank you very much for that, Eric. I watched your Blackpool recent videos. Looks like you had a good fun night out on the Thursday night in Blackpool. You saw a lot of activities between police, karaoke and more. Hope you had a good night and got back to your place of stay safely and didn't drink too much. Ha ha ha. Also watched the video of the stuff you seen in the sorry, I can't even hit the wrong button there on my bloody iPad. There we go, back up again. Cleaned it on the other tab there. Seen the vlog as well. We were in the shops finding out all the different items you could buy. Did you end up buying that Del Boy car? Because I saw you walking with it in your hands. Did you finally buy it? And then opposite, you didn't confirm that you did buy it. You said you were going to buy it, but you didn't buy it. I think it's awesome. I'd love to get one myself, as I'm a big Only Fools and Horses fan. Yes, I did get it. I bought it. Yes. It sits on my wee sideboard thing just below my TV now. And there's money in it already. Me and Lewis have been throwing coins into it the last few days. Yeah, Eric, it was good. It was going around all the different souvenir shops. That new one, the one with the big giant Transformer robot and all, it was amazing. But everywhere I went, I said this to Mum and Dad the other day when I come back home. The other day I was saying, everywhere I went to, all I seen was stuffed teddy bears of seagulls with chips in their mouth. Because all Blackpool's famous for their seagulls. That's all I saw and everyone I went to now. Freaking nightmare. But yes, I got it. It sits on my sideboard. It's sitting there now. I'll put it in the vlog today. I'll show a wee clip of it today in the vlog when I'm filming. So I will. But yeah, Blackpool was fun. The night and Thursday night was brilliant. Meeting some locals, meeting people who watched the videos. Couldn't believe it. Local people, Blackpool, watch my videos. Unbelievable. You saw the guy in this video, he came up, was it Andy or something you called him? He came up in the video and he was like, "Can I be in your video?" I was like, "Yeah, come on over." And he was like, "Yeah, where are you from, Andy?" "Blackpool." I was like, "Oh my God, he's a local." Brilliant, so it was. Brilliant. Had a great night. But thank you for your question. All right, I'll go into some of your emails here. I'll do 2 emails and then I'll wrap it up for the day, guys. I know it's a bit of a dairy podcast today, but again, there's obviously every reason to be like that because obviously what happened last night. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, I'll go and have a look here and see. Now, we'll hear from Stuart. Stuart Adams. He's actually wrote his full name at the bottom of the email. Hello, Stuart Adams. Doesn't say where you're from, though. Just says, "Hey, Matt, how's it going? I know I'm sending this email to you in the early hours of the morning, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Charlie Kirk situation. I know you're probably going to talk about it, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it anyway. Keep up the good work on the podcast. Enjoy listening to it every week, Stuart Adams." But anyway, Stuart, you've heard my view on it now. I obviously have talked about it earlier on there. I've been talking about most of this podcast, but thanks for your email, buddy. I appreciate it, and I hope you're keeping well. Thank you so much for supporting the Moore Army, whether it be the podcast or the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Right, let's go on down our email here and see. Right, where are we? I've got Adams, and then I have Adam here. Adam Davison, where are you from, Adam? Let me have a look here and see where you're from. Doesn't say. Guys, when you send me emails or whatever, put down at the bottom of the email where you're from. I'll give a wee shout out to your town or wherever it is you're from as well. Adam Davis says, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Such a tragedy to wake up to the early hours this morning to find out the whole situation with Charlie Kirk. I know you're probably going to talk about it on your podcast today, but I just wanted to drop an email to say that I'm absolutely disgusted with what happened. A true patriot of America who spoke the truth, which the far left didn't agree with, and his life was taken too soon. A father of 2 small young children, a beautiful wife, and a lovely family have now been impacted because of this for the rest of their life. And it's absolutely disgusting with the world we live in right now, the fact that if you have an opinion, your life is either taken or you're cancelled. I do listen to your podcast regularly every week, and I feel so sorry for the family right now of Mr. Kirk. Keep up the good work, Matt. Enjoy it every single week. Love the podcast and also watch some of your videos too." thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. So it is. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Thank you for your email. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Guys, I want to go because there's not much more I can really say today about apart from what happened, and obviously then about 9/11 and all too as well. Again, my hearts are out today to Charlie Kirk's family, his wife, his kids, his close friends. My hearts are out today as well to the families of the victims of 9/11, 24 years on. Obviously my hearts and thoughts and prayers with them all today as I go on about my day today. Tonight I'm going to be chilling out tonight. Hopefully having a cold beer tonight and chilling out after a very long week. But my thoughts and prayers with him is over the next few days and over the weekend. Guys, I'll be back on Tuesday for another podcast. When I'm back on Tuesday, I'll obviously back with more cheerful news and different bits and pieces and talk about stuff like that, because again, obviously today's a very difficult day. Obviously to talk about what happened over the last sort of 12 to maybe 24 hours, maybe nearly, not even 24 hours since it all happened. But yes, guys, that is it. If you have listened to all this podcast today, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. And again, if you want to contact me, you know how to do it by the following methods. The email, which is mirrorarmypodcast@yahoo.com, and obviously you can contact me on social media. And, for all the previous upcoming podcasts, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about on the podcast, you can certainly drop me a message anytime at all. Also, guys, once again, check out our friends at FTBL Spot for all your football needs. Great company, great upcoming company, some great stuff there for football boots, classic shirts, football shirts. Get on there, guys, and give them some support. They're a great upcoming business, reliable, fantastic customer service, great company. Give them a wee bit of support there as well. I would appreciate it as well. And also, you want to go and check out our own merchandise stand, you can as well. All the links are on social media as well. And also, if you're listening to us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe this video, and check out all the links in the description as well. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or TuneIn Radio, add us to your favorite list, guys. I would appreciate it as well. Right, I'm going to go, guys. Sorry about not the happiest of podcasts today, but it's understandable. So until next Tuesday, guys, have a great weekend. Hope you all have it keep it in your hearts this weekend for the people of 9/11 and obviously of Charlie Kirk as well. And I'll be seeing you on the vlogs. I'm going to record one today, so stay tuned for that. And I'll also be recording over the weekend. I've got match day vlogs and all coming up over the weekend as well, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, I'm going to go. So until Tuesday, guys, hope you all have a great weekend. And until next Tuesday, I'll see you back here for another episode, a more upbeat episode of the Mirror Army Podcast. Have a great weekend, guys. See you all soon. Thanks for listening.